हेलो, उसको मिनिमाइज मत करो यार। मेरे को भी दिखना है। Hello everyone, good evening. I hope I am audible. We'll wait for a couple of more minutes for more people to join in and then we can start. Yes, sir, audible. Good evening. Yes, haircut indeed. Sunday I utilized well for my haircut. Soumitra. Thank you, Surya. I am excited as well. Good evening, Tanvi. Good evening, Gandhra Chupalli, Vaishnavi. Good evening, Devang. Good evening, Pritha. Good evening, Sonia. Good evening, Soumitra. Good evening, Tayal. Good evening, Prakash. All right, so we have crossed 7, so I think we can start. आलिम हकीम हेयर कट, थैंक यू. मैंने तो बस उसको छोटा करने के लिए बोला था यार. They have written timing of 6 p.m. Yeah, there were a few technical glitches, so we had to reschedule it to 7 p.m. Usually, most of the sessions that we do are around 7 p.m. only, to standardized हो गया. That will is again. All right, shall we begin? All right, okay. So good evening everyone. Welcome to another CAT Raniti session by Quanta. Today's session we talk about life pre, during and post MBA. I will majorly be talking about my own story because that's the best story that I know of, and I hope you can take in some lessons, some conditions, some recommendations from that. And if you have any questions or you find something relatable, feel free to comment. If you have any doubts, definitely feel free to comment and I'll be happy to answer those questions. But just an FYI, this is majorly around my life. I'll be very honest and frank about my story today, and I hope you get to learn some lessons or have some motivation out of that story. All right. Chalo. So my MBA journey or my CAT journey starts from 2016. I was a fourth year engineering student. I had a 6.8 CGPA and I was considering CAT, UPSC. I was not considering GATE because I was not very good at engineering. This is what I had realized within my second year. And that year Bangalore was conducting the CAT. Usually Bangalore does not like engineers much, so that was the first CAT I think in the history of CAT, when CAT actually happened in December first week, because December is when placements go on for engineering students. And so it happened on 4th December. Me being decently good at math and English is what I had considered myself during that time. I did not offer any coaching, but I did take up some test series as well as arrange some material, hard copy material from my previous seniors who were preparing for CAT or who had prepared for CAT before. Around mid-October, I took my first full-length mock, and I got hugely disappointed because I was not aware what exactly is a good score in CAT. I got a 50%, which had never happened before in any kind of exam that I had appeared for, and it was really depressing for me that CAT full-length mock, and I thought that I will not be taking any more full-length mocks. It's like 3 hours, and I'm getting hugely disappointed, which should not be done. A lesson for you, it should not be done because you should practice more and more. But I got disappointed. This is my personal story. I did not know that it was a good enough score. So I decided not to take any further full length mocks, but I did take up a lot of sectionals because I thought that I can take it up for 1 hour and I will prepare well for the sectionals. On 3rd December, my first placement shortlist came in. BlackRock was the company, I think, and I got rejected in the interview. So, right, 4th December was supposed to be my CAT in the morning slot, and 3rd December evening, I got the rejection mail that you are not selected. So, it was like a very, completely feeling of dejection, and I felt that I will appear tomorrow CAT as a revenge to prove myself, to prove to the community that I was a part of, to prove to the friends that I friendship circle that I was a part of, that I am capable of something, and I rather took that failure as a motivating step to do well in my CAT, and I ended up indeed doing well in my CAT. I scored 99.97 percentile, and I got calls from ACL and I did not get a call from Bangalore. I think it does not invite people who have a 6-pointer. And I tanked the ANC interviews because I felt that, I have scored so well, why prepare for interviews at all? So I went in without any preparation, which was, in hindsight, a very wrong thing to do. I think I wasted a golden opportunity there. I could not convert Ahmedabad and Calcutta. I did convert Lucknow, but Lucknow wasn't my dream college back then, and also I did not want to join MBA as a fresher if I was not getting any dream college. So I did not take up Lucknow, and I dreamt of going only to A, B or C. I had promised myself, I had promised to my parents that A, B or C is something that I will definitely make to. So I chose not to go to IIM Lucknow in 2017. I did end up getting placed in the same December. On 9th of December, I got a shortlist from Cognizant, which I converted, and I finally joined Cognizant in 2017 as a project technology associate. I was working as a part of Google automation team in Gurgaon. I was making Chrome extensions and automating further processes in Google internal systems. In 2017, I graduated from IIT Delhi in May, and I joined Cognizant Technology Solutions in July as an associate. I plan to take CAT again with my work. IIM Lucknow was conducting CAT 2017. I didn't take coaching again because I was very confident in myself. I got huge discounts on test series though because of my previous year percentile, and I subscribed to multiple of them, but I ended up taking none of those because this was the first time that I was earning. I was living independently, and money and power sometimes corrupt you. So I was not being able to manage my time well. I would just work and party and hang around, socialize much more than prepare for CAT at all. Because I had scored previously a very good percentile, I thought that I will easily be able to score a very good percentile this time as well, which did not happen. Another life lesson for you: just because you might have scored a good percentile, or just because your past experiences with your CATs have been good, does not mean that you can crack that easily. CAT is a practice game. If you're out of practice, if you're out of touch with your sectionals, if you're out of touch with your mocks, it's guaranteed that you will not get a good percentile. So you should not be leaving out practice ever, which unfortunately I did in 2017, which ended up in me scoring a 98.94 percentile and obviously being a gem as well as a 6-pointer, and with hardly 5 to 10 months of work experience. I did not get any calls from any top B schools. I'll just go through the comments now. If there is something that is worth a doubt. Rush for long hours in job. We'll cover what happens after MBA, Mimasha. So wait for that. Sir, at the time of interview calls, there is a person in the related interview jury of the field in which you are a graduate. I do not understand that at all, Nishant. What is that? Alright. CAT 17 was fairly easier than CAT 16. CAT 16 was very, very hard. CAT 17 was fairly easier, and I tend to not perform that well in easy exams. So except quantitative aptitude, in QI I did get a 99.9 plus. But apart from that, I think around VARC was around 92 and DILR was worse, which was around 83 or 84 percentile during that time. So yeah, preparation game, practice game. If you are out of practice, you will be screwing up your CAT despite you performing well or despite you having a really high intelligence or something like that. Preparation practice is very, very important. Right now you're starting on your CAT journey. Do not forget that you have to practice. You have to consistently practice. If you get out of touch in any part of the time, in any part of the duration during your preparation, you might miss out on 1 or 2 percentile points, and that makes a huge difference when it comes to the calls. All right. Moving on, 2018, I continued my work as an associate in Gurgaon. I did a few solo trips because my 98.94 percentile was really, really disappointing and depressing for me. So I did a few solo trips to gain back the lost self-confidence due to previous year's CAT course. This is a picture from Rani Khet. I traveled around Uttarakhand, I traveled around Himachal because those were closer to Gurgaon. So I could take weekend trips off, and that did give me a sense of self-confidence as well as clarity on what exactly do I want to do in life and how exactly to prepare for CAT. I considered the third attempt as my final attempt, CAT 2018, and IIM Calcutta was making CAT 18, coincidentally, where I landed up eventually. I set up reading goals for myself. I started strategizing my preparation because I was considering CAT 18 to be my last. I set up reading goals that I have to read a lot because English is a crucial part of it, and the previous year CAT, I felt that I was reading it a bit slow as well as comprehending less well. I did not score much in RCs. So I set up reading goals for myself that at least 30 to 40 books a year is something that I want to do. You can set up lesser goals as well. I did end up finishing the year with 35 books. It then reduced, but I still read more than 20 books a year. So it is a wonderful habit to develop. You should read a lot. It helps you not just in RCs, it helps you in personality development, it helps you in your communication skills, it helps you in a lot of other factors as well. It brings up a social capital for you as well because you can talk about multiple things. You can talk about fiction, you can talk about non-fiction, you can talk about life, fun day, and so on and so forth. So reading is a very good habit to develop. If you don't have it right now, I will strongly recommend start. Start with articles, start with smaller books. I had said it in my previous session as well. Start with smaller books, then go on to bigger books. If you have the patience, you can start off with good fiction or good novels right here and now. If you don't want to indulge in stories, there are a lot of business books, there are a lot of non-fictional books which are very amazing, and you can start off there and you will learn a lot of lessons as well as build a reading habit. Then I meticulously planned my notice period. This was, I think, Cognizant had a 2-month notice period. I applied for my resignation in August, precisely thinking that 2 months notice period, September and October, after mid-October to until November end, which is my final attempt at CAT apparently, I will be free and only be denoting my entire time for practice, be it mocks, be it sectionals, be it whatever, but only for CAT, not work at all, because I was not able to manage my time previously, and I meticulously planned my notice period so that I have at least 1 month of preparation time just for CAT, totally focused on CAT. Mid-October was my last working day. I did a lot of sectionals, and especially in my weaker sections. So in this 1 month, I utilized it by capitalizing on my weaker sections, which was LRDI, something that I considered I had been getting downhill at, as well as some concepts of quant were also not very good. I usually used to make a lot of mistakes in mixture and allegation questions, which used to be very frequent during that time. At least 2 to 3 questions were expected in CAT. And so I practiced that a lot. I practiced all my weaker sections, and I improved my reading speed as well as comprehension skills. I ended up scoring a 99.83 percentile. I scored a 99 plus in VARC. I scored a 99.91 in QA. I scored around, I think, 95 percentile in DILR. Still not good, but not that bad either, like the previous year. And I got calls from CLNI. IIM Calcutta was my best shot, and I did end up converting it in the interview during 2019. After November, last Sunday, which CAT happened, I went back home in December to relax before starting my preparation for my PIs in the upcoming months. I'll just go through the comments if there is anything. Sir, what were your 10th and 12th score? I had decent scores. I had a 10 GPA in 10th and I scored a 93.2% in 12th. Sir, at the time of interview call, there is a person in the. I still don't know, Nishant, what you are talking about. I am also trying that, sir. Shreya, all the best on that. If you are diligent and if you are disciplined enough, you will be able to achieve whatever you are aiming for. How to manage 4 years of gap year with low ACADS? 4 years is tough to manage. I don't know what manage is. If your question is how to defend 4 years of gap year, you'll have to put it out on exactly what you were doing during those 4 years. What an interviewer wants to look at is if you have been productive enough about your time. But you need not consider right now your top priority should be a good CAT score. When you get a 99 plus percentile or when you get a 99.5 plus percentile, when you get those calls, we have a GDPI course where we specifically train you for how to defend those kind of scenarios or shenanigans as well. So do not think about it right now, how to manage gap years. Like I said in my previous session, do not consider the past, consider your potential and move on with that. Have a goal in mind, have a goal 99 plus percentile, achieve that first and then think about the later future. It's tough to get a PGP after 4 years of experience. See, you listen a lot of things from lot of people, Gunjan, and not everything works out. Nobody really knows how exactly B school entrance works. Nobody really has a, a perfect idea of how exactly B school placements work. So you'll get a lot of fun days and advices and suggestions from a lot of people, but you will find a variety of folks when you actually make it to a B school. I had a batchmate who was 38-year-old. We are considering 4-year experience is not welcome. There is people who have 10, 12, 15 years experience as well. 30 to 40% of the batch is fresher, but the rest of the experienced folks can have a variety of experience. It can range from 1 to 2 to 3 years, to some people having 6 years, to some people being 35, 36 years old, having 10, 15 years of experience as well. So do not listen to everybody, whatever negativities or whatever criticisms there have been around. Do not focus on that, focus on a good CAT percentile, and then we can discuss and we can prepare you for the GDPI process as and when calls happen. To what extent does lack of work experience affect the selection process of colleges? Not much. They have started preferring freshers as well. Like I said, 35 to 40% in some colleges, in 50% are freshers. So there must be a reason. In fact, the other way around the question should have been, in what way work experiences affect the selection chances. But again, don't right now think about the selection chances. Like I have said multiple times, like Janam has said, like a lot of people at iQuanta have said multiple times, believe in that. Do not consider what exactly your profile or what exactly your interview process would look like. That is a long dream in the future. Right now, just prioritize a good CAT score. All right, I will go through the comments later on, and I'll move on to 2019. 2019, January beginning. After a month in December, sitting at home, I realized that I'm doing nothing, and I usually do not like doing nothing. I always want to be up to something. In January beginning, I realized that even if I do convert, which I was confident that I will be converting a B school this time. Even if I do convert it, the college will start from June. So I might be wasting 5 to 6 months of my time doing nothing. So I started looking for jobs again. And ZS Associates came out as a prime winner for my opportunities. There were a few other options that I had, but those were not very appealing. Plus, because I was very interested in consulting, despite them offering me a very low package, I chose to go to ZS Associates. Plus, again, the motivation was they made me do my life's first flight. 2019 January was the first time that I flew in an airplane, all thanks to ZS Associates. They invited me over to their interview process and the joining, and they did the flight ticket. So always indebted to ZS for my life's first flight. That was another push that I choose ZS Associates. Wonderful experience, the best experience that I've ever had in working in corporates. Very smart people around. I learned the nitties and gritties of consulting. I learned a lot of MS Excel skills, MS PowerPoint skills, which are crucial even in your B school journey and even beyond that in your corporate life, and how to present to clients. These were Australian clients that I was working with. So how to present to international clients, some European clients also I was working with, and data analytics, how exactly to make sense out of certain data and give out recommendations based on that data was something I loved because I love numbers. So I learned that at ZS. 5 months of work at ZS, I think I learned the most there. within 5 months, because I had told them that I am willing to work from 9 to 9 because I will be joining a B school right at June. So within 5 months, if teach me as much as you can, and I was willing to work a lot during that period of my time because I already had a break of 1 month. May 31st May was my last working day. Third, which was this photo is from 31st May. This was my team at ZS. I am sitting here in the center. This was my farewell. 3rd June, I went back to Kota, my home, to celebrate my parents' wedding anniversary. 10th June, after a week, I reached Joka. What is Joka? For those of you who don't know, IIM Calcutta is also referred as IIM Joka because Joka is the village where IIM Calcutta is situated at. It is around 45 kilometers from the Kolkata's main city center. So from here on, when I'm talking about life during MBA, I'll be referring to my B school as Joka. I'll just go through the comments. How much time would ideally be enough to prepare for CAT from scratch? Right now, from right now to the end of the exam date is the ideal time. And should we go with some certification course if we already have WorkX? If you already have WorkX, not really required. If you have the time to prepare CAT as well as have certifications as well as have WorkX, well and good, but not really required. And I don't know what kind of certifications you're talking about. If it's something related to the field of interest that you are going to be in, if something that's precisely why you want to do an MBA and you have a certification for that, well and good. But yeah, time management is crucial for your CAT preparation journey. If you can manage your time well, only then do it. Otherwise, not needed at all. So does IIM offer certification course? I am not sure. Unplugged songs. I haven't yet understood what to pursue in MBA. Very good, Ashanji. Many of the people don't. It's completely fine. It's perfectly fine. And that's something that we will be able to figure out later. And even if you don't, again, this is more of a GDPI question rather than a CAT question. But having said that, even if you figure it out later, and even if you do not figure it out, it's okay to acknowledge that in the interview as well. And they respect that fact. Many of the people are coming to a B school precisely because they have absolutely no clue on what to do in their career. And an MBA will help them get that clarity because there are a variety of courses that are taught. I will be giving some examples in the next section, so that should help. But it's fine to have absolutely no clue on which stream to pursue in your MBA. How does having an engineering background help in CAT? You are assumed to have good command over numbers is how an engineering background helps, because an MBA has to deal with a lot of numbers. Sales data ho gaya, there is revenue numbers, there is marketing numbers, there is spend, cost, management, बहुत सारी चीज़ें numbers के around revolve करती हैं. So you're assumed to be good in numbers and basic maths when you have an engineering background is how it helps. But having said that, it can always be learned. It is a basic skill to have. It can always be practiced upon and it can always be learned. So even non-engineering folks or folks who are not that good at maths need not worry because it can be practiced and you can get there. So nothing of that sort. All right, I'll move on. During MBA, the Joka days, 2019. So an MBA at IIM is divided into 6 terms. There are 3 terms each year. Certain colleges like FMS can have a semester system, 2 semesters each year. And first 2 terms at a B school are insanely busy, hectic as hell, because you have a lot of things on your plate. You have a lot of things to do. There are classes to attend. There are usually attendance schemes. 75% कम हुआ तो 1 grade down होता है, 50% से कम हुआ attendance तो 2 grade down हो सकता है. कुछ लोग fail भी कर देते हैं. So there is attendance, compulsorily attendance, more than 75% classes to attend. There is CV to prepare and get reviewed multiple times. Your placement committee will strongly recommend and push you to get your CV reviewed again and again from different seniors, different mentors you will be assigned, as well as you can get it reviewed from your own personal seniors, because your CV becomes crucial for your summer internship part of the journey, which is what will be happening in your second term, somewhere around October. Summer internship preparation, very crucial because many of us are not very sure on which stream to pursue. So we have to prepare for multiple streams. We have to prepare for a bit of finance, a bit of marketing, a bit of sales, a bit of consulting, and so on and so forth. Because you never know what in your CV might appeal to a certain recruiter and you might be shortlisted for that. And if you are shortlisted for that, you would not want to waste that opportunity. You would want to get that offer. So summer internship preparation takes away a lot of time as well. There are certain case competitions launched as well. If you're interested in that, you do that. There are class assignments and projects. There are some group assignments. There are some individual assignments in your classes. So that takes away a bit of time. There are company presentations to attend. So as soon as the summer internship time comes closer and closer in October, around August, companies start coming to the campus to give presentations for which certain attendance is compulsory. So there are company presentations to attend as well. And you have to be ready for surprise tests and a lot of tests and the basic term exams as well. So you have to prepare for that as well. So there's certain time going there. And last but not the least, if you wish to network, if you wish to make more friends, there are a lot of parties happening as well. So you have to attend parties. So morning to evening, there might be classes. Certain days might be chill, but certain days might have morning to evening classes. Meanwhile, you'll have to find time for lunch, find time in the later evening for your assignments and projects, find time later in the evening for your CV preparation, and later at night, if you want to network more and more, attend some parties as well, and then repeat the cycle the next day. So your first, second terms, you hardly get to sleep much is a fact. You might have heard it from a lot of your seniors, is a fact. It's very, very hectic. It's very, very busy. So you got to prepare yourself for that right now, if you can, because I had said in my previous session that for your CAT preparation journey, you got to take out a particular focus time. It can be early in the morning or late at night, which is without distraction, so that you prepare well for CAT. That will not just help you in CAT when you are actually at the B school, because you are practiced on taking out such kind of time. That will help you in this part of things. These part of things where you do not need any distraction, you can just take out some time, prioritize that, do that, and because you have practiced enough, you'll be able to do that. There's a lot of things to do. Each term lasts roughly for 3 months. The typical courses include, in term 1, you will get Marketing Management 1, Risk Management, Statistics, Organizational Behavior Part 1, Microeconomics, Corporate Finance. These are some of the typical courses. There might be more, there might be less. There are usually more courses rather. There are some certain non-graded courses as well. I have not been able to cover everything here, but these are the typical courses that you might see. In term 2, you might get Human Resource Management, Strategic Management, Marketing Management 2, which is more around market research. Marketing Management 1 is more around value proposition, go-to-market strategies. OB2, Organizational Behavior 2, is more on the practical aspect of things, negotiations, politics and power in an organization and so on, while Organization Behavior 1 is more around psychology, how to tackle conflicts in your organization, what kind of things are persuasive, and how to motivate your team. Sales and Distribution Management is another important course, and Cost Management. All of these courses you might find in your initial terms. I'll just go through comments if there is anything. Sir, what about the IIM fee structure, and after my MBA, how can I bear education loan? See, as soon as you get a call from a good IIM, as soon as you convert it, there are a plethora of banks who will run behind you to give you loans without collaterals, without anything. So you need not be concerned about that. And after a B school, you'll get decent enough package and decent enough placement. So because the banks know that, that's why they are providing you with a loan without collateral. So it will be easily manageable. Can we justify working in family business? Of course. Any kind of work is good work, and if you are already doing something around business, it's definitely a better add-on. So you can justify working in a family business. What was your role is something that you should be clear about is all. After preparing for CAT, can we attempt that with a good percentile? See, of course, why not? And you have asked that 5 times, okay. After preparing for CAT, can you attempt that? Yeah, very similar kind of quant syllabus. Decision making is something that you might need to practice, but very similar quant syllabus. So yeah, obviously you should. More the options, the better it is. See, again, placements, it does not affect much unplugged songs, 10th and 12th marks. Not many people care. Admission, it might, because that requires calls and so on. But again, having said that, you're again going in very deep into the future, while we have a shorter term future goal to attain, which is a very good CAT percentile. You ensure that, maybe 10th and 12th will not matter that much. In FMS, it hardly matters, I think. Does having a master's degree help during IIM interviews? Not help, I will say, but there are people who come with a master's degree. So you might be questioned upon what exactly did you learn in the master's degree, and now why do you need an MBA, another master's degree? So be prepared for that in your interview. But again, that's an interview question, not really related to CAT. All right. All right, we'll move on. 2020, the COVID year. Term 3 started in 2020. It is termed as honeymoon period in Joka because your summer internship is done. You're basically relaxed a bit. All those CV preparation and 4 to 5 points are not happening. So it's called a honeymoon period. Also, the weather is very good in December, January, and February in Kolkata. So that's another reason why it's called a honeymoon period. And there are still classes to attend, of course. Case competitions to participate if you want to. And but this time you can explore the societies and clubs on offer in B schools. These are the typical clubs that are there. Entrepreneurship cell is there, usually marketing cell is there, consulting cell is there. I might have missed out on that. Dramatics club I was a part of is there, music club, there are sports clubs, there product management club. There are different kinds of career options, so different kinds of clubs related to that. Whoever is interested in whichever kind of career or whichever kind of profession becomes a part of that particular club. The social services club as well. Joka, being a village, had a lot of government school children who we used to teach during our weekends. And there is finance club, which might give out newsletters, which might tell you how to prepare for your finance jobs or finance summer internships. I was a part of dramatics club and marketing cell. I was also a part of social services club. So, and there are a lot of sports facilities available at top B schools. So you can take up sports, which you take up usually in term 2 and term 3. There are auditions happening for these clubs as well as for the sports. I was an active member of basketball and badminton during my IIM Calcutta time. Typical term 3 courses include Indian economy and political history. It's good to know, and it is taught usually in all B schools, because if you don't understand Indian history, especially the economic history, how will you be able to manage a business and run its course? Some other courses are Indian legal systems. It's also important to understand the basic structure of Indian legal systems, what are torts, how does one company acquire another, what are joint ventures, and so on and so forth. Corporate finance too, where you are told about or taught about ledgers, the balance sheet, how to do the income statements, because these are some basic knowledge that a MBA is supposed to have. Macroeconomics and Indian social structure, another crucial course which many people consider why is it in an BA school or an MBA curriculum, because if you don't understand the Indian social structure, you might find it hard to manage the team that you might have, because the team might come from different parts of India and with different kind of experiences, different kind of age groups, different kind of cultures, languages, and so on and so forth. If you study Indian social structure, you get a feel of how exactly to manage these kind of people, because these different varieties of people that India has on offer, because you understand the social structure that India is based on. All right, I hope the first year until now is clear. This is me. We are given a kurta for being a part of Dramcell. I'll just go through the comments. Sir, I have a 5-year gap. What should I focus on right now? Your CAT percentile, as well as, if you can manage, get some work or internship or project. What all certification courses should a management student do? I don't think certification courses appeal that much to an interviewer as an internship or an actual project does. Certifications are only helpful if you're not up to anything, and are only helpful if those are related to something that you want to pursue a career in. Let's say you want to pursue a career in marketing and you have a digital marketing certification, that helps. But random certifications don't help, have hardly any value to an interview. Wage is better value for people with work experience. Depends. The regular MBA has definitely a better brand value in the industry than an executive MBA. Having said that, let's say you're a 40-year-old or you're already a part of a corporate or a organization in a leadership role, and your organization wanted you to go through a course where you learn the executive parts of the MBA journey. That's where exec MBA comes in. But a regular MBA definitely has a better brand value, and usually younger folks prefer to do a regular MBA. Is there same rigidness as CAT prep among GDPI competition? I don't understand what that question is. Same rigidness मतलब CAT निकाल लोगे तो GDPI थोड़ा आसानी से निकल जाता है, पर CAT निकालना is the main टास्क राइट नाउ वो थोड़ा टफ है, उसमें रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस लगती है, कंसिस्टेंसी लगती है, वो नहीं छोड़ना है. इफ दैट वॉज योर क्वेश्चन, आई होप दैट आंसर्स योर क्वेश्चन. What do you mean by CV? Curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae is basically आपका एक कच्चा चिट्ठा, what all you have done in your life, what was your score in 10th, 12th, or what all things you might find interesting. So an A4 sheet which gives somebody who reads it a brief insight into what kind of life you have had professionally is what a CV is. What is the exam pattern for term exams for IIMs? Some are subjective, some are objective, depends on the professor. Some do, like organizational behavior was usually used to be MCQ, but all same with microeconomics and macroeconomics. But in my case, it can be different in different schools and different batches as well. But having said that, MCQs usually come with a negative, while subjective, like subjective paper is not with negative marks. But you got to write the answers just like school. There is a reason why MBA colleges are called B schools. There are sections as well. Just like schools, you'll get sections. We had 6 sections, 480 people, 6 sections. So 80 people each in each section. Different set of teachers can be there. Some sections might have common teachers, so some classes can be combined, some assignments can be combined, but there might be different teachers for different sections as well. So just like our school experience, you might get that similar experience in a B school as well. Different teachers for same subjects. Some people might be teaching very good, some people might be teaching very bad, but the exams are common. Joka means, I have already said, Arjun. Joka, if you were not listening, I have said, IIM Calcutta is also referred as IIM Joka. Joka is the name of the village where IIM Calcutta is situated. It is roughly around 45 kilometers from the center. I will not be answering that question again. If somebody asks me, what does Joka mean? That means you are not listening. You can just rewind. Okay. When to give your first mock? Usually, after you are done with your conceptual learning, which is through iQuanta's course, if you'll check, after you're done with the non-engineering videos, after you're done with your live lecture on a particular topic and more topics, and after you're done with the practice sessions and assignments on those, is when you should be attempting full-length mocks, because full-length mocks will have everything, right? And if you're not prepared, if you're not conceptually sound in any of the topics, there's no reason or there's no way that will help you as much as it could have when you have actually done all your conceptuals. So roughly around, I think, May and June is something when you can start doing the full-length mocks, because then that's when you'll be done with your syllabus, is what my expectation is. How to make good networking in IIMs? Be humble, be friendly, and attend a lot of parties. Checking कैसी होती है एग्जाम्स में IIMC में? Checking कुछ अगेन डिपेंड्स ऑन टीचर ना, एग्जैक्टली लाइक स्कूल्स. कुछ टीचर बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट होते हैं, कुछ टीचर बहुत ही लीनियंट होते हैं. तो कुछ टीचर आपको पार्ट मार्किंग भी देंगे और कुछ टीचर को जो चाहिए वो नहीं लिखा है तो 0 दे देगा सीधे, जस्ट लाइक स्कूल्स. इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन इज मस्ट इन GDPI. Usually yes, because business का ही communication is done in English. Majority, if you are an MBA, you are expected to be very good at communication, and business communication usually happens in English. That's why CAT is also asked in English medium only. So it is expected that you are good at English. If you're not, you can say that in an interview, but I think it is well to prepare or improve your communication skills before you venture into an interview, because business communications usually happen in English, because international businesses हो रहे हैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, and at B schools placements ज़्यादातर MNCs में ही होते हैं, and MNCs will make you deal with clients in Southeast Asia, clients in England, clients in California, clients in Australia or something, and you cannot talk to them in Hindi. Yeah. All right, I'll move on to the next. So after your first year ends, which is roughly around March, which is what in 2020 is what happened, you are supposed to do a compulsory summer internship, which is what we are preparing for in the first and second term, and usually starting around April. And this summer internship is supposed to be for 8 weeks, 2 months. ये 2 महीने का कंपलसरी समर इंटर्नशिप होता है जो हर भी स्कूल स्टूडेंट को करना होता है. क्यों होता है? It's the reason for the summer internship is to give you a corporate edge or corporate experience. If you are a fresher, it's well and good. If you are experienced, these people now finally in a summer internship you will be expected to talk and work like a MBA grad. So वो kind of feeling and those kind of roles and responsibility and leadership kind of internship is a must to do after your first year. वो नहीं करोगे तो repeat करना पड़ता है या बहुत कुछ करना पड़ता है, तो those are compulsory credits that you need to have. Typical stipends range from 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh per month for let's say marketing roles, consulting roles. Consulting roles में 1.8 to 2 भी मिल सकता है, and let's say sales roles and so on and so forth. But however, certain financial roles in top tier banks like Deutsche and something like that, Goldman Sachs, can offer up to 5 to 6 lakhs per month as well in profiles like investment banking and so on and so forth. However, during my time, because it was March 2020 when COVID had just struck, March, I think 20th March is when Modi ji ने lockdown लगाया था, and 15th March was when our last class had happened after the first year. So we had just returned home and फिर lockdown लग गया, very timely on that. But unfortunately, a lot of offers during my batch were either rescinded, like they were taken back, or the stipend offered was reduced to 10%. तो किसी को 1 लाख ऑफर किया गया था तो उसको 10,000 कर दिया, 1.5 किया गया था तो 15,000 कर दिया, because companies were also very much in chaos. पैसा नहीं था किसी के पास, and they were all very cost cutting, and but because this is compulsory and they have to manage the relationship with could be schools, so they could not completely take away the internship. They just reduced the stipend. You'll have to do it. And certain people like me ended up doing unpaid internships as well. So किसी company से वो भी नहीं हो पाया. So we had to check for another company. Around 15 to 20 people of us had to do unpaid internships as well. But having said that, like I said, this summer internship is more about your exposure to the corporate world, more about the roles and responsibilities. So it's not really just about the money. It's also about the corporate experience that you'll gain, the roles and responsibilities that you'll understand. Let's say my internship was in product management, so I understood a lot about product management. I had never done product before, and I developed an entirely new product from scratch, designed the product flow, क्या stakeholder involved रहेगा, कितना time लगेगा, and everything else. I got a bit of experience in product management through that internship. So despite it being unpaid, it helped me a lot during my final placements shortlist, because मैंने ये experience भी कर रखा था. All right. Any comment? What was your specialization? IIMs में usually specialization नहीं होता है. I'll go to that. Second year में कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं. So IIMs में generally general management की degree मिलती है. There is no specialization as such. But you can take courses. I'll talk about that in the next slide. This is me in front of Lakeview Hostel का bridge right before we were leaving first year के बाद. Lakeview Hostel ka bridge is like an iconic spot in IIM Calcutta's campus, one of the most beautiful bridges around, and on top of the biggest lake that we have. और इसको पूरा light up कर देते हैं इस bridge को during Diwali, during Independence Day, during Republic Day and so on. Looks really, really beautiful. How about IIM? Is it good for people from non-engineering backgrounds? All MBA courses are good for all kinds of backgrounds. कंसल्टिंग के लिए क्या सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ने पड़ते हैं? कंसल्टिंग के लिए भी प्रैक्टिस ही लगती है यार, बट दैट इज बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस लगती है. यू डू अ लॉट ऑफ केस इंटरव्यूज, यू काइंड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंड डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ केसेस. दे कैन बी अ मार्केट एंट्री केस, दे कैन बी प्रॉफिट लॉस केस, दे कैन बी एन एक्विजिशन केस. डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ केसेस में डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ फ्रेमवर्क्स और स्ट्रक्चर लगता है. वो फ्रेमवर्क्स और स्ट्रक्चर आप कैसे पढ़ पाओगे? प्रैक्टिस से. अदरवाइज इफ़ यू आर रियली इंटरेस्टेड इन कंसल्टिंग, there is a Bible called Case in Point. वो बुक से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. That will give you a clear idea on how exactly consulting interviews look like and what exactly a consultant does. और उसके अलावा विक्टर चेंग नाम के एक सज्जन हैं जिनकी बहुत ही अच्छी वीडियोस हैं यूट्यूब पे, वो जाके आप प्लेलिस्ट में देख सकते हैं. उनकी 24 या 25 वीडियोस हैं, एंड ही एक्सप्लेन्स कंसल्टिंग लाइक एनीथिंग. सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट ऑल्सो यू कैन रिफर टू इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन कंसल्टिंग. विच वन इज बेस्ट कॉलेज फॉर कंसल्टिंग? ऑल. It is not that much dependent on the college as much as it's dependent on you. Most of the top B schools, at least top 10 B schools, will have similar companies coming in. MBB जो top होती हैं, उसके अलावा KPMG and so on and so forth. तो companies similar ही आएंगी. कॉलेज से ऐसे कोई डिफाइंड नहीं होता है. आई नो वी हियर अ लॉट ऑफ स्टोरीज कि IIM Calcutta इज़ वेरी गुड फॉर फाइनेंस, IIM अहमदाबाद इज़ वेरी गुड फॉर कंसल्टिंग एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. पर सबको सब कुछ पढ़ाया जाता है, ऐसा बस कहने की बातें होती हैं. It depends entirely on you. If you want to do consulting and if you have gotten a good enough college, that's well and good. Now it's all on you to practice it more and more and to convert your chances if you get the shortlist. Whether we can join n number of clubs in IIMs. Usually it's good to have only 2 to 3 clubs. I know life at college is very appealing. तो जो आप अंडरग्रेड में 5-6 क्लब्स अगर आप बहुत ही इंटरेस्ट लाइक मी पर्सनली आई एम वेरी इंटरेस्टेड इन एक्स्ट्रा करिक्स. तो कॉलेज ड्यूरिंग माई अंडरग्रेड आई वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ लॉट ऑफ क्लब्स. बट इन MBA इट इज़ यूजुअली प्रेफर टू डू ओनली 2 to 3 क्लब्स. वाई? क्योंकि टाइम मैनेजमेंट बहुत क्रूशियल होता है. देर आर लॉट एंड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स टू डू स्पेशली फर्स्ट ईयर में. तो वो टाइम मैनेजमेंट मुश्किल हो जाएगा इफ़ यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ 4 to 5 क्लब्स. So 2 to 3 clubs is fine enough usually. Max 3. Do IIMs also have foreign exchange students? Yes, it does. हम लोगों के यहाँ student exchange program होता है. Unfortunately because we are the COVID batch, तो वो student exchange program भी virtual बन गया. आप सब लोग virtually ही connect हो रहे थे. But हमारे previous year के seniors में थे, there is exchange happening. You get to select or depending upon your CGPA and roughly your profile, you get to select from top colleges like ESCP, Paris, London School of Business and so on and so forth. उसके साथ exchange होता है. तो good IIMs have tie-ups with top B schools around the world. और एक सेमेस्टर या 2 सेमेस्टर भी कुछ लोगों का पूरा exchange होता है. एक स्टेप करके चीज़ होती है स्टूडेंट एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम, एक सेम्स करके चीज़ होती है जिसमें 2 सेमेस्टर 2 टर्म के लिए आप बाहर चले जाते हो. और जो लोग नहीं जा पाते उनके लिए फ़ायदा ये है कि बाहर से के लोग यहाँ भी आते हैं, तो यू गेट टू हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ कल्चरल इंक्लिनेशन एज वेल. क्योंकि यूरोप के भी कॉलेजेस के लोग यहाँ पे आपके साथ एक टर्म बिताएंगे एंड यू गेट टू पार्टी विद देम, यू गेट टू लर्न अबाउट देम, यू गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड देम एंड यू नो मेक फ्रेंड्स विद देम. All MBA college starts from June because in June maybe last sem exam of grad will be held, and how are we able to manage both? I am not sure. Usually तो मेरा टाइम जून में स्टार्ट हो रहा था, बट हाँ, having said that, if there is exam going on, obviously during my time as well, certain batchmates joined in a bit later because probably for this precise reason कि उनके शायद ग्रेड एग्जाम्स जून तक चल रहे थे. You do not miss out on much, but having said that वो थोड़ा कोप अप करना पड़ता है. But I think if you have a legit enough reason, the B school allows you to join a bit later as well. Understand subjects like economics, account. It is Vidushi, मेरे लिए भी था. और economics, corporate finance is something that non-engineers find usually very hard, while the CAs and the commerce students are nailing it. And same goes for the other subjects. Statistics is something that the commerce and the non-engineering background finds usually hard, but engineers are nailing it. So there is a mix and match of both, and that's what an MBA is about. It makes you a generalist. It teaches you how to manage both of those things, what you're not good at as well. So you got to study. It's a school. आपको इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ के ही समझ में आएगा, आपको एक कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस पढ़ के और प्रैक्टिस करके ही समझ में आएगा. So it's a school. You have to practice and you'll have to study and you'll be fine. How about IIT MBA course is good for people from non-engineering backgrounds? I think it is. You have already asked this. After CAT exam, in which month GDPI start? See, right now our priority is CAT exam. So we will not be discussing GDPI. GDPI एक बहुत ही longer future में है, तो उसके बारे में बाद में देखते हैं. चलो, I'll move on. Second year, क्योंकि स्पेशलाइजेशन की बातें हो रही थी, IIMs में जनरली जनरल मैनेजमेंट की डिग्री मिलती है. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, सेकंड ईयर में यू गेट टू चूज द कोर्सेज दैट यू वांट टू डू इन योर सेकंड ईयर, अनलाइक द फर्स्ट ईयर जहाँ पे आपको सारे कोर्सेज गिवन होते हैं और वो सारे कंपलसरीली आपको करने होते हैं. यहाँ पे यू कैन चूज वेयर द कोर्सेज आर गिवन आर कंपलसरी. However, it's not a given that you will compulsorily get what you want, because out of a batch of let's say 480 to 500 students, there might be courses like marketing management जो सबको करना है. There might be courses, a few different courses या फिर a few different profs जो कि बहुत ही अच्छा पढ़ाते हैं and everybody wants to take that course. तो वैसे तो चलेगा नहीं. तो how do they ensure that? We have a bidding system at IIM Calcutta. There are different systems in different B schools. I know about IIM Calcutta because I was a part of it. We have a bidding system. Bidding system कैसे वर्क करता था? एकदम ट्रेडिंग स्टाइल. फॉर दोज ऑफ यू हु आर इनटू ट्रेडिंग वुड नो कि एक 9 बजे या 9:30 बजे मार्केट खुला, आपने जैसे जैसे वैल्यू अप और डाउन जा रही है आपने लगाया या फिर निकाला, लगाया निकाला, लगाया निकाला. मार्केट जब बंद क्लोज हुआ, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू माइट हैव सर्टेन शेयर्स और उस शेयर की वैल्यू का आपको पैसा मिल गया. सेम गोज फॉर बिडिंग सिस्टम फॉर कोर्सेज एज वेल. 15 मिनट्स का टाइम मिलता था, 3 डिफरेंट स्लॉट्स, एंड यू आर अलॉटेड 500 पॉइंट्स. You have to diversify these 500 points across the courses that you want. There is a minimum credit limit of 12 credits, maximum credit limit of 18 to 21 credits, with 3 credits per course is usually the average, and you ought to allot your 500 points. Now there is a certain course, let's say marketing management, या फिर there is a certain professor जिनकी बहुत ही डिमांड है, तो वो कोर्स रफली चल रहा होगा at 300 प्राइस पॉइंट्स पे. आपको वो 300 प्राइस पॉइंट लगा के कुछ ख़राब कोर्सेज लेने हैं, इफ़ दैट्स योर कॉल टू मेक, वेल एंड गुड. अगर आपको 50 पॉइंट्स डाइवर्सिफाई करके डिसेंट इनफ कोर्स लेने हैं, दैट्स अगेन योर कॉल. सो इट्स अ वेरी गुड way to select. And after the 15 minutes you are also given a roughly random timer where the courses ka value again goes up and down, and you got to select that, and that's how second year mein you get to choose your course. If there is one priority course that you definitely want, let's say I want to do marketing management for sure, main usme as soon as the prices rise I will increase 2 points more, 3 points more, but I would want that course. तो उस पर roughly आपको टाइम देना पड़ता है और एकदम अटेंटिव रहना पड़ता है. दिस काइंड ऑफ बिडिंग प्रोसेस इज व्हाट मेक्स हाउ यू सेलेक्ट कोर्सेज इन सेकंड ईयर ड्यूरिंग IIM Calcutta IFU, and there are certain other B schools as well who have similar bidding process. सर योर J rank क्या करोगे जान के? वैसे my J rank was 578. Typical courses during second year will include marketing research, competitive strategy, decision games, investment analysis and portfolio management, options, futures and derivatives, organization leadership, business data mining, entrepreneurship in practice. Very interesting course जहाँ पे आपको actually में एक खुद की कंपनी चालू करनी होती है एक within that term, and you have to report the revenues that you made. There were different kinds of very interesting ideas coming in this course. Roughly around 40 to 50 students का batch था, and certain people were going into branding of clothes, certain people were going into food, certain people were going into restaurants, and different kinds of entrepreneurship that they had. So entrepreneurship in practice was something that I really liked. Project management, constraint management, and these kind of very different kinds of courses. और IIMs में जनरली ये होता है कि जैसा कि आपने स्पेशलाइजेशन का पूछा था, if you are crossing let's say 4 courses which is 12 credits in a certain section, डिफरेंट सेक्शंस डिवाइडेड होते हैं. ये मार्केटिंग के कोर्सेज हैं, ये स्ट्रैटेजी कोर्सेज हैं, ये फाइनेंस के कोर्सेज हैं, ये ऑपरेशन के कोर्सेज हैं, एंड सो ऑन. एंड इफ इन अ सर्टेन सेक्शन यू आर क्रॉसिंग 12 credits, you are considered a minor in that, which is not official, but you can mention it in your resume during your final placements. So that's how specialization work at IIMs. But the degree that will be assigned, the degree that will be allotted is in general management. Apart from these, there are a few non-graded courses as well, क्योंकि उसको थोड़ा MBA को थोड़ा फन बनाने के लिए, जो कि आपका ग्रेड नहीं हो रहा होता है. जैसे मैनेजरियल कम्युनिकेशन हो गया 1 and 2, इसमें आपको पब्लिक स्पीकिंग के डिफरेंट प्रैक्टिसेस कराई जाती हैं. मैनेजरियल कम्युनिकेशन रिटन एज वेल एज वर्बल थोड़ा सिखाया जाता है, एंड ये ग्रेडेड नहीं होता, ये आपके CGPA का पार्ट नहीं होता है, ताकि एवरीबडी डज इट सो वेल. अनदर इज मैनेजमेंट गेम्स. मैनेजमेंट गेम्स में जनरली आपको एक सिमुलेशन सॉफ्टवेयर दिया जाता है, जहाँ पे आप एक कंपनी के मालिक हो. यू असाइन द कॉस्ट, यू असाइन द रेवेन्यूज़, यू असाइन योर डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स. आपको R&D में ज़्यादा खर्चा करना है, मार्केटिंग में ज़्यादा खर्चा करना है, एंड सो ऑन. फिर सिमुलेशन रन होता है डिफरेंट टीम्स पे, एंड विच एवर टीम विन्स उनको प्राइज मिलता है. दोज आर मैनेजमेंट गेम्स, दीज आर नॉन ग्रेडेड कोर्सेज. Sir, do we need to mug up things in a lot of subjects, or they are generally easy to understand? They are generally easy to understand. Master of Business Administration जो course होता है is more around common sense. And CAT B, if you'll see, it's more about practice, yes, but if you have common sense, it becomes easier for you. So businesses are usually around you, what kind of business feel that you have, what kind of business sense, or what kind of people sense that you have, as well as number sense. So it's less mug up. There are certain courses like social structure हो गया, physical history, India economic and political history हो गया, international economy हो गया, which might require a bit of mugging up. But having said that, more or less majority of the courses are around common sense. Sir, say about FABM and agri grads in IIMs. I have heard they are good. Because I have not personally experienced them, I will not be able to tell you much about it, but I have heard they are good. आपको बहुत ही अच्छे कॉलेजेस एज वेल एज आप मतलब एक रेप्यूटेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से अगर आप FABM की डिग्री भी लेके निकल रहे हो. फाइनेंशियल एग्रीकल्चर में ऐसा नहीं है कि बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट में ऐसा नहीं है कि देयर इज लेसर स्कोप. इंडिया इज एन एग्रीकल्चरल इकोनॉमी, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ स्कोप, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज अवेलेबल देयर एज वेल. सो इफ यू हैव अ गुड ब्रांड, इट इज गुड. I think we are seeing the same questions again and again. Why you didn't join your placement? I will talk about post MBA life में Mansha as well. This is during MBA चल रहा है अभी, प्री MBA कवर हो चुका है, ड्यूरिंग MBA का लास्ट है ये, क्योंकि सेकेंड ईयर खत्म हो चुका है. दिस इज़ अ फोटो कि मेरा सेकेंड ईयर कैसा लगता था, बिकॉज वी आर द कोविड बैच, तो ज़्यादातर क्लासेज ऐसे जूम कॉल्स पे हो रही थी. तो दीज आर द डिफरेंट स्टूडेंट्स विच आर अ पार्ट ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर कोर्स, and this is how a course look like. सेकेंड ईयर के एंड पे दे आर दीज काइंड ऑफ शेनानिगन्स, आपकी वोटिंग के जो अवार्ड्स मिलते हैं, एट द कॉर्नर इज मी, आई वॉज वोटेड एज जॉनी ब्रावो ऑफ द बैच. एंड ऐसे ही तो ये सेकेंड ईयर का जूम का सेशन, 56 जोका अवार्ड्स. हाउएवर आफ्टर लाइक 2020 के एंड में हम लोगों को मतलब हाफ द बैच वॉज कॉल्ड बैक टू द कैंपस, क्योंकि कोविड फर्स्ट वेव हैड स्टार्टेड गोइंग डाउन हिल. एंड 2021 की जनवरी फरवरी मार्च के अराउंड आई थिंक मोर देन हाफ ऑफ द बैच वॉज देयर, बोथ द जूनियर बैच एज वेल एज अस सेकेंड ईयर्स and first years. इसी बीच में you also get to interact a lot with your junior batch. Is something that I missed out on during MBA journey में. Your junior batch as well as your senior batch. तो hostels में these are mixed. हम लोग सब साथ में रहते हैं. इस विंग में हो सकता है सेकेंड ईयर्स रह रहे हूँ, इस विंग में फर्स्ट ईयर्स रह रहे हूँ, इस विंग में भी 2 रूम छोड़ के 2 रूम में सेकेंड ईयर, 2 रूम में फर्स्ट ईयर, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. So there's a lot of interaction happening between the different years because B schools understand, एटलीस्ट मतलब IIM जहाँ पे हॉस्टल वाला कल्चर होता है, अंडरस्टैंड कि देयर आर सर्टेन फ्रेशर्स इन द सीनियर लेवल वाइल देयर इज अ 4-year वर्क एक्सपीरियंस गाय इन द जूनियर लेवल. तो ये लोग अगर आपस में इंटरेक्ट करेंगे, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ गुड कम्युनिकेशन दैट्स गोना हैपन, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ गुड नेटवर्किंग दैट्स गोना हैपन. सो दैट हैपन्स अ लॉट. एंड प्लस ड्यूरिंग देयर प्रिपरेशन जर्नी, बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर डन विद योर समर इंटर्नशिप प्रोसेस, रफली अराउंड जनवरी फरवरी मार्च इज व्हेन आपके सीनियर बैच का फाइनल प्लेसमेंट हो रहा होगा. तो ड्यूरिंग योर फर्स्ट ईयर यू गेट टू टेक देयर मॉक PIs एज वेल, देयर मॉक GDs एज वेल, which feels very good because you are taking mock PIs of seniors and giving them fun days. And उनका भी CV review आप कर सकते हो. So ये give and take चलता है, and this is a very collaborative environment. At least at Joka is what we have seen. Joka में एक quote होता है, we leave no one behind. So until unless the last guy gets placed in both summer internships as well as final placements, nobody parties at the campus. तो and ये collaborative environment रहता है. Same for your juniors. When you are in second year, you get to take a lot of mock PIs for your juniors, mock GDs, if you're interested, of course. Get to review their CVs, and you understand a lot about different profiles, understand a lot about different cultures, different people as well. So that helps in your personality development. So is there ragging in hostel? नहीं यार, MBA में बड़े हो गए ना अब. People who are married are coming in, people who have kids are coming in. You can't rag these people. So don't worry, there is no ragging happening in IIM hostels. They might be like training and placement self might be pushing you for your CV making, and if you're shirking around so they might push you for that, but ragging as such नहीं होता है. आप चीज़ें सीखते ही हो. I learned shaving because I was pushed by the training and placement cell कि करना ही पड़ेगा for your placement. I had shared a photo. ये फ़ोटो है समर इंटर्नशिप के लिए खिंचाई जाती है. सबको एक फ़ोटो भेजनी होती है ताकि आपको CV में डाल पाओ या फिर कंपनीज को भेज पाएँ. तो मेरे को I had never shared before my MBA. I had to learn because the training and placement cell pushed me to learn. If I was not learning, they might put in defaults. So, but ragging नहीं होती है. But you get to learn a thing or two about your personality as well, and some basic life skills. I learned shaving at MBA. Okay. During MBA is done. Life post MBA, which is 2021 to present for me. So this is my graduation picture. It happened 2 years after. It happened in 2023 because we were the COVID batch, so 2021 में हो नहीं पाया. Second wave had started coming in again, so it just happened 2023 में. And this is my photo from Sears, which was the first company that I joined right after my MBA. किसी का question आया था कि why did you not join corporate? I did join corporate. I had corporate experience before MBA as well. Right after IIT, I did work for Cognizant Technology Solutions for 15 months, then 5 months with ZS Associates, both big corporates. Google office में बैठ के काम कर रहा था, both big corporates. Right after my MBA, I'll cover my journey later on, but I'll first talk about what exactly is the transformation. What can you expect after an MBA? First is obviously बहुत सारे लोग सिर्फ पैसे के लिए MBA कर रहे होते हैं. मेरे हिसाब से नहीं करना चाहिए, पर कर रहे होते हैं तो कर रहे होते हैं. पैसा भी important होता है. तो package transformation definitely होगा. Prior to my MBA, my salary ranged from 6 to 8 lakhs per annum. Before and because I did not take any promotion yet, तो 6 to 8 lakh वो साल भर का जो इंक्रीज होता है. But after an MBA, it saw a huge boost of around 3 to 4x per annum. So despite being from the COVID batch, तो बाकी जो non-COVID batch है, when economy is doing well and fine, this can go much further up to 5 to 6x. Or if you're changing your stream to, let's say, an investment banking profile or something like that, which is very higher paying, it can go to 10x as well. So it leads to a lot of package transformation. Second, lifestyle transformation. The friendships and network that you build at a B school are much and very different from your undergrad, typical undergrad friendships. Why? Because undergrad mein when we are entering, we are roughly around 16, 17 year old. While we are leaving, we are around 21 year old. We just transformed from teenagers to adulthood, and the उतना cultural difference हमें understand करने का मौका ही नहीं मिला. Plus the age difference is not that much. We are all of the similar or same age. तो उतना उस तरह का डिफरेंस समझने का भी मौका नहीं मिलता है, विच इज़ व्हाट इज़ अ गिवन इन बी स्कूल. बी स्कूल में आप डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पीपल से मिलोगे. इन अंडरग्रेड ऑल्सो इट हैपन्स कि आप बीटेक कर रहे हो तो सारे लोग बीटेक ही कर रहे हैं, आप बीएससी कर रहे हो तो आपके आसपास के सारे लोग बीएससी ही कर रहे हैं. बट एट अ बी स्कूल, एट एन एमबीए, योर बैचमेट्स माइट हैव अ वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड. Somebody might have been living in Dubai since until class 10th and 12th, and then they are here finally and they are doing an MBA here. Somebody might be, like I said, 35 to 40-year-old, might have 2 kids and is wanting to make a career switch or wanting to pursue something that he was really interested in, and that's why he's doing an MBA here. Somebody, if you are a guy with a work experience, somebody might be a fresher from, let's say, a 2 or a 3-year degree, so very young and yet making it to the same seat that you are sitting at. So very different perspectives that you get to learn. So the friendships and the network that you build are much more diversified, which leads to a lot of lifestyle transformation as well. Third, career transformation. You start getting leadership roles. You start getting teams to manage people, because that brand, that MBA brand, does help in getting good kind of roles and responsibilities, as well as a good team to manage. And because if you have a good brand, people listen to you. वो brand backing के साथ आता है कि अगर बंदा IIM से है तो मे बी ही मस्ट बी मेकिंग सेंस, एटलीस्ट कॉर्पोरेट्स तो ऐसा अज्यूम करते हैं. तो इफ़ यू तो करियर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मिल जाता है. मैं जैसे प्रायर टू माई MBA, आई वॉज डूइंग ओनली एसोसिएट रूल्स. आई वॉज लिसनिंग टू माई बॉसेस, आई वॉज हैविंग फन, आई वॉज लर्निंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, बट आई वॉज नॉट मैनेजिंग एनी टीम. सम ऑफ यू माइट ऑलरेडी बी, बट आई वॉज नॉट. So, but after MBA, I got to manage teams, I got to do better projects, I got to do more work, more responsible and more impactful work than what I was doing prior to my MBA. तो career transformation भी मिलता है. These are the 3 transformations that I think are primary considering you are an MBA. तो right after MBA ये तो होता ही है. I'll talk about my journey. My journey, I graduated in April 2021. Then June to October, I worked for Sears Inc. as a client engagement manager. I was majorly working as a B2B sales representative, business development role, and a bit of consulting involved, where I understood the client's problems and then tried to pitch in the products that Sears had. For majorly, I was talking to CIOs, CTOs, and CEOs on a daily level. Like I said, career transformation did not used to happen before my MBA, but after my MBA, I was just talking to the CXOs and selling them the products that Sears had. Sears is a tech consulting firm. It has partnership with Google Workspace and Amazon Web Services and sells their products as well as some of their own products. So I was into B2B sales for that time. I did not enjoy it much because once you understand the product pitch, sales was something that was not very exciting or enticing for me. And prior to my MBA, I had really liked my work as it is, so I wanted to switch to consulting again. So I joined Deloitte. November 2021 to May 2022, I worked with Deloitte as a consultant. I was a part of sales acceleration team. I was primarily responsible for building a dashboard. I learned Power BI from scratch. Within 1 month, I built the dashboard. Then I was also responsible for value proposition and go-to-market strategies for these different categories of products. But I was looking for at consulting as something that will give me multiple industry experience in like 3 to 4 months time frame, which was not happening. This project was supposed to last until 18 months. So I decided to switch again, because right after my MBA, I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn a lot of things. I wanted to employ everything that I had learned at an MBA. उसी type के roles भी मिलते हैं आपको. But having said that, many of those roles might not be appealing. At least it wasn't for me. So I wanted to make that switch again, and I wanted to make a switch to a startup kind of a culture, because Deloitte there was a lot of bureaucracy. I could not change my project and so on and so forth. Nothing against Deloitte. It works for some people, but it wasn't very appealing for me. So उसके बाद I was looking for some startup experiences. I had other offers from Ola Electric and Spinny, but I had very good connections at Sears, and Sears promised me that I would be working on process excellence, which is like consulting internally, as well as doing the B2B sales that I was already doing before, but for international markets this time. So I joined, and unfortunately that process excellence practice had to be shut down due to upper management. There was cost cutting involved. 2023 was the year when there were a lot of layoffs happening. So that's where that practice was closed, and that's precisely why I had joined Sears back. So I left Sears in April 2023. Because most of these things did not work out, and because I had not taken any break since the 2018 December break that I talked about. Usually how I made the job switches was Friday I was working with this company, and this was my last working day, let's say a Friday. Monday I joined the new one. I hardly took any breaks, I hardly took any leaves, I hardly took any vacations. Not a single week I had taken a vacation right after my MBA. So I thought this is the prime time that I can take a vacation. So I took a career break. I took a career break from May 2023 to November 2023. I spent a month backpacking in Europe. I spent another month in Bali. I spent a week each in Goa and Missouri. I learned a lot of things. I met a lot of new people. I got to understand a thing or two about myself as well, and got better clarity on what exactly are the roles or responsibilities that I'm looking at and what kind of career I want ahead, which is what landed me here. From December 2023, I am the Chief Academic Officer at IIM Calcutta, where I manage the content team, the faculty team, and the respective products that we have. This has been my journey. Now let's see if you have any questions or so. Wow, thank you, thank you. Johnny Bravo story, please. Okay. No, not. Things at Joka, some things at Joka should stay at Joka only. So this was my journey. This was, I hope I covered how does your pre-MBA life looks like. It is around CAT preparation and tackling, work as well as certain set of responsibilities, and more and more wisdom you get, the more and more better you are at your time management skills and stress management skills. During your MBA, you'll learn a lot of time management much further because you have a lot on your plate. You get to manage a lot of things together, और वो साथ में निकाल के आपको डिग्री भी निकालनी होती है, प्लेसमेंट भी निकालना होता है, and so on and so forth. Placements usually happen. I missed out on that as well. I think placements are Calcutta में दो टाइप के होते हैं, एक lateral होता है और एक final होता है. Lateral starts from January itself, where people with work experience of more than 10 months or so on, which is decided by the training and placement cell, वो लोग डिसाइड करते हैं, वो laterals के लिए खुल जाते हैं. एक या दो कंपनी आती रहती है ऑलमोस्ट डेली बेसिस पे. दैट एंड्स समवेयर अराउंड मिड February एंड में फाइनल प्लेसमेंट्स होते हैं, जहाँ पे 3 या 4 दिन का प्रोसेस होता है, एंड द एंटायर बैच गेट्स प्लेस्ड. समर इंटर्नशिप का प्रोसेस भी 3 या 4 दिन में ही कवर हो जाता है. डे 0 होता है, डे 1 होता है, डे 2 होता है, 2 दिन GD का डे होता है, डे 3 तक. ऑल 480 पीपल गेट समर इंटर्नशिप्स. When will the live conceptual classes will start? Right after Raniti, Neha. Raniti is until 30th, 31st say. Live conceptual classes will start. And I hope I did cover the post MBA part as well, जहाँ पे there are 3 transformations that are given. आपका पैकेज तो बढ़ेगा ही बढ़ेगा, आपका करियर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है और आपका लाइफस्टाइल और पर्सनैलिटी भी ट्रांसफॉर्म होती है. These are the perks of the MBA. Thank you so much Anisha. Yes, that was the intent कि yes, please give your best in CAT. अगर आप CAT अच्छा कर लेते हो तो life will become completely different. You will end up at a very good B school or very good college, very good IIM, very good MDI, any good B school. The top B schools that we have in India are amazing, and you'll find amazing smart people to be around. You'll develop your personality a lot. So that was the intent, is कि get there, get that score and get there please. Placement 100% होता है, yes, in top B schools तो yes, अभिषेक, we ensure that. इसीलिए नाम है यार. सर वीक स्टूडेंट को प्लेसमेंट मिलती है क्या? हाँ, व्हेन यू एक्चुअली गेट इनटू द बी स्कूल ना, हम लोग सारे मतलब कोलैबोरेटिव एनवायरनमेंट इतना होता है कि ऑल योर कलीग्स विल हेल्प यू प्रिपेयर फॉर इट, विल टेल यू द ट्रिक्स एंड ट्रेड्स, एंड नोबडी, मतलब आपको वीक आप खुद को कंसिडर कर रहे हो इज नॉट अ गुड स्टार्ट टू बिगिन विद. यू शुड नॉट बी कंसिडरिंग योरसेल्फ वीक, पॉइंट नंबर 0. एंड पॉइंट नंबर 1, इवन इफ यू फील दैट यू आर नॉट दैट एक्सेप्शनल एज कंपेयर टू अदर पीपल, जो कि कुछ आते हैं वेरी हाई IQ पीपल आते हैं जो बिना प्रिपरेशन 100% ILB स्कोर किया होता है, ऐसे भी लोग मिलेंगे. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, वो भी आपको सिखाएंगे, उनसे भी आप बहुत कुछ सीखते हो. इट बिकम्स ईजियर इन योर बी स्कूल लाइफ. Score 99 plus Pritha Chaudhary. Thank you so much Pritha. Yes, that is the intent. Please do well in CAT and ensure a seat at a top B school soon. And the working hours were unreal but good experience gained. Yes Ronaldo, a lot depends. After MBA में ये भी मैं cover कर लेता हूँ. A lot depends on your team as well that you will be getting in your corporate. Certain companies might have a very good culture, but the team that you got was very bad, and that's why you had a bad experience. Certain companies might have a very bad culture, but the team that you got was a very good team, एंड यू माइट हैव अ गुड एक्सपीरियंस. तो दोनों चीज़ें भी फंक्शन करती हैं. डिपेंड्स अ लॉट ऑन द टीम दैट यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ. लेट्स गिव आवर बेस्ट इन कैट इंडीड. अनिशा, एमबीबी का क्राइटेरिया फॉर एसआईपी और फाइनल प्लेसमेंट रिलेटिवली टफ टू फुलफिल होता है. सौमित्रा, येस. एमबीबी जनरली कंसल्टिंग फर्म्स, यूजुअली आपकी सीवी में एक स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहे होते हैं और एक स्पाइक्स दिख रहे होते हैं, 3 to 4 स्पाइक्स. और एमबीबी तो स्पेशली आपने अगर लाइफ में जस्ट लाइक IIM बैंगलोर और समथिंग, अगर आपने लाइफ में कहीं पे भी कुछ खराब किया हुआ है वो सीवी में दिख रहा है, स्टेट अवे रिजेक्शन आ जाता है. एंड स्ट्रक्चर्ड है, बट यू कैन कॉम्पनसेट दैट फॉर समथिंग एक्सेप्शनल स्पाइक. लाइक मैंने खुद की कंपनी चालू की थी 5-6 महीने के लिए. ऐसा आप अगर आपने किया है तो आप सीवी में लिख पा रहे हो, तो दैट इज़ अ वेरी गुड स्पाइक टू हैव. यू हैव एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एक्सपीरियंस विच मैनी माइट नॉट हैव, और यू आर पब्लिश्ड ऑथर और समथिंग, तो दैट इज चेक्ड अपॉन. थोड़ा टफ तो होता है बट मैनेजेबल है अगर इफ योर CV स्ट्रक्चर्ड इनफ. इज इट हार्ड फॉर इंट्रोवर्ट टू नेटवर्क एट IIM? नहीं, लोग पकड़ पकड़ के करवाएंगे आपको. बिकॉज इफ यू आर एट IIM, आप अगेन हॉस्टल लाइफ में आ रहे हो, एंड हॉस्टल लाइफ में भी तब आ रहे हो व्हेन यू आर एट द प्राइम ऑफ योर यूथ. तो इफ देयर इज अ पार्टी हैपनिंग, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ शेनानिगन्स एंड इवेंट्स दैट कीप ऑन हैपनिंग. एंड अदरवाइज भी आपको कंपनी प्रेजेंटेशन में तो जाना ही पड़ेगा, तो वहाँ पे भी आपसे ज़बरदस्ती, और क्लास में भी कभी कभार कोल्ड कॉलिंग होकर बुलवा सकते हैं. सो दैट, क्योंकि क्लास पार्टिसिपेशन के भी मार्क्स होते हैं किसी कोर्स में, एंड अगर आप नहीं बोल रहे हो तो टीचर खुद पकड़ के बुलवाएगा. सो पर्सनैलिटी, और लाइक आई सेड, देयर आर सर्टेन नॉन ग्रेडेड कोर्स एज वेल, लाइक मैनेजरियल कम्युनिकेशन, जहाँ पे आपको सिखाया जाता है पब्लिक स्पीकिंग, इंटरैक्टिंग विद पीपल, इंटरैक्टिंग ऑन इन रिटन कम्युनिकेशन, इंटरैक्टिंग ओरली एज वेल. तो नहीं, टफ नहीं रहेगा. आपको रहने नहीं देंगे अगर ऐसा लग रहा है कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा इंट्रोवर्ट और आप कनेक्ट ही नहीं कर पाओगे, कम्युनिकेट ही नहीं कर पाओगे, दोस्त नहीं बन पाओगे. ऐसा नहीं होगा, बनेंगे. सर प्लीज़ बी विद अस स्टिल गेटिंग बेस्ट कॉल्स. यस अभिषेक, दैट इज़ द इंटेंट. हम लोग कोर्स के एंड तक तो रहेंगे एंड उसके बाद GDPI तक भी रहेंगे. वी हैव लॉन्च द करेंट GDPI एज वेल कोर्स एज वेल विच इज़ डूइंग वेल एंड गुड. और उसमें भी प्रिपरेशन, हम लोग, आर बेसिक इंटेंट इज टू गेट द बेस्ट कॉल दैट यू हैव कन्वर्टेड. But before that, अभी right now we are at your CAT journey. Get a very good percentile, 99+ percentile love, अच्छे calls लो, and our idea and our intent would be to make you get there in the top B school. What courses we should do while doing CAT? अभी कुछ मत करो यार, मतलब ये बहुत ही जल्दी स्टार्ट करने. I'll tell you honestly, my elder brother is also an MBA. He was from IIM Lucknow, and उसका स्टडी मटेरियल था मेरे पास एंड वाइल आई वॉज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कैट. बट वो आई नो एंटाइज करता है कि हाँ बी स्कूल में क्या पढ़ाते हैं, अभी से पढ़ लेते हैं, कोई फ़ायदा नहीं होता उसका, एंड वो करना भी नहीं चाहिए. अभी राइट नाउ प्रायोरिटाइज कैट ओनली. कैट में अच्छा स्कोर करोगे, बहुत टाइम मिलता है आगे, बहुत अच्छे से टाइम मिलेगा टू प्रिपेयर फॉर GDPI, टू प्रिपेयर फॉर योर कोर्सेज. वहाँ पे पहुँच के भी टाइम मिलता है और वही सब सीखना है. MBA सिखाता है आपको टाइम मैनेजमेंट, तो वही सब सीखना है, वहाँ जाके सीखेंगे. अभी निकले रहने दो उसको. Thank you sir for this. It was very. Thank you Tayal. Sir, do you suggest I should have any certification as I don't have any experience in repeating CAT 2024? Like I said, certification से better होता है internship या project. वो ढूंढ पाओ तो बेहतर है. अगर लग रहा है कि उसके साथ CAT मैनेज हो जाएगा, वेल एंड गुड. अगर लग रहा है कि नहीं मैनेज हो पाएगा तो मत करो, कुछ भी मत करो. सर्टिफिकेशन भी मैंने कहा उतने अपीलिंग नहीं लगते हैं प्रोफेसर्स को. उन लोगों को लगता है कि ये तो पेड में भी मिल जाते हैं और ये तो ऐसे फ्री में मिल जाते हैं, तो इतना उसका इफेक्ट ही नहीं पड़ता, इम्पैक्टफुल नहीं होते उनके सर्टिफिकेशंस until unless you have nothing else to showcase on your resume. But अगर टाइम है, go for an internship or an actual work experience rather than a certification or something. मुस्टैच रख सकते हैं, हाँ आजकल रख सकते हैं. आई हैव, मतलब रिसेंटली द टाइम्स हैव चेंज्ड. ड्यूरिंग माई टाइम इट वॉज नेसेसरी टू बी क्लीन शेव्ड 2017, 18, 19 तक. बट राइट नाउ अभी इफ़ यू आर वेल ग्रूम्ड इनफ, इफ योर मुस्टैच इज वेल ग्रूम्ड, ऐसे इधर उधर निकल नहीं रही है, इट्स फाइन. वेल ग्रूम्ड दिखना इज गुड. Is that difficult to survive as a fresher in IIM? नहीं. In fact, it might be easier because you have just come out of a college and venturing into another college. People who have had a work experience, उनका 2-3 साल से रह गया है, वो कॉलेज मतलब पढ़ाई तो नहीं कर रहे थे, कैट के थोड़ा बहुत प्रेप की थी, बट ऐसा कॉलेज वाला लाइफ में दोबारा जाना becomes a bit tougher for the work experience folks. फ्रेशर के लिए थोड़ा ईजियर होता है क्योंकि अभी मैं 4 साल या 3 साल से कॉलेज में पढ़ ही रहा था. अनदर कॉलेज makes it easier to manage. I had completed my master's in MS Pharmaceutics and 2-year work experience with research and development. So, generally, healthcare MBA is good. Whatever you want to do in your career right now, अगर आपको ऑलरेडी क्लियर है कि मेरे को हेल्थ केयर एज अ सेक्टर बहुत अपीलिंग लग रहा है, आई नो योर वर्क एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड योर डिग्रीज इन हेल्थ केयर, बट हैविंग सेड दैट नॉट नेसेसरली आपको हेल्थ केयर में जाने की जरूरत है. अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है तो यू कैन ऑप्ट फॉर जनरल MBA एंड साइड दैट प्रिसाइज रीजन एज अ वाई MBA कि मेरे को करियर स्विच करना था एंड MBA इज द राइट प्लेस फॉर मी टू डू दैट. हैविंग सेड दैट अगर आपको हेल्थ केयर MBA में जाना है तो वेल एंड गुड, एक्सेलरेट होगा करियर आपका. तो यू कैन चूज बोथ डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वट एवर योर करियर गोल इज. 5 साल, 10 साल, 20 साल. What are the areas where other IIMs are not at par at ABC? पुराने हैं. मेरे को सबसे पहले तो यही लगता है ABC पुराने हैं. एंड दूसरा कोई भी कॉलेज बनाने में ना उसके स्टूडेंट का मेन हाथ होता है, बिकॉज द टॉप टीयर कैट पीपल आर प्रेफरिंग द टॉप टीयर दीज 3B स्कूल्स. तो वहाँ पे नेटवर्किंग, वहाँ का इन्वायरमेंट इज़ वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम व्हाट यू विल गेट एट लेट्स से लोअर B school. Is something that I've seen. Same goes for your undergraduation as well. The environment or the people that you're around create a lot of difference on what kind of personality development you have, what kind of career choices that you're making, or what kind of personal choices that you're making as well. So that is one of the major differences I believe are there. Professors more or less similar ही होते हैं. तो professors में वो उसका कोई फ़र्क नहीं आएगा टॉप B schools में. प्लस कंपनीज more or less similar ही आती हैं. टॉप B schools की ज़्यादातर कंपनीज पैकेज का इधर उधर हार्डली थोड़ा बहुत फ़र्क हो सकता है, बट बहुत ही कम, 19-20 का फ़र्क रहता है, ज़्यादा नहीं रहता है. कंपनी सिमिलर आती है, रोल सिमिलर खुलते हैं, प्रोफेसर सिमिलर होते हैं, करिकुलम सिमिलर होता है. द ओनली मेजर डिफरेंस व्हाट आई सी इज़ कि कुछ तो एक पुराने हैं तो इस्टेब्लिश्ड हैं, और दूसरा द स्मार्टर पीपल और द बेटर कैट परसेंटाइल पीपल आर ऑप्टिंग फॉर दोस्त. तो आपका इन्वायरमेंट थोड़ा डिफरेंट हो जाता है देन लेट्स से लोअर ग्रेड B स्कूल. MBA का पैसा ही पैसा होगा इंशाल्लाह होगा, पर पैसा शुड नेवर नॉट ऑलवेज बी द मोटिवेशन. गुड मनी इज़ गुड, बट वर्क शुड बी द मोटिवेशन इज़ व्हाट माई पर्सनल बिलीफ इज़. सर आई एम बैंगलोर सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्सेज में फिजिकल एग्जाम स्वयं के पोर्टल पर आते हैं, विल दे स्टैंड आउट एज कम्पेयर टू कोर्सेरा और यूडेमी? आई एम नॉट श्योर. आई एम नॉट अ वेरी फैन ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशन, सौमित्रा. आई एम वर्किंग अब्रॉड एज हेल्थ एंड सेफ्टी इंजीनियर. व्हेन शुड आई रिजाइन माई जॉब एंड विच स्पेशलाइजेशन शुड आई टेक? आई एम नॉट श्योर आकाश. आपको अगर कैट प्रिपरेशन करना है तो यू शुड हैव रिजाइन राइट. अगर इफ यू आर वर्किंग अब्रॉड तो आपको तो इंडिया तो आना ही पड़ेगा आई थिंक. तो यू शुड हैव रिजाइन राइट नाउ एंड स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कैट. सो इज न्यू IIM प्लेसमेंट ओके? येस इट इज़ ओके. ZS में भी IIM कैप से लोग थे, एंड लाइक आई सेड ZS इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेसेज दैट आई वर्कड एट. वेरी स्मार्ट पीपल अराउंड, तो इट इज़ ओके द प्लेसमेंट्स. गुड कंपनीज ऑल्सो कम इन. ITD DMS review please. I have not done it. I will ask my team to get back to you on this. मैंने ITD से BTech किया था यार, तो कोर्सेज अच्छे हैं. आई हैव हर्ड द फैकल्टीज आर ऑल्सो वेरी गुड अपने DMS में, एंड आई हैव हैड अ फ्यू सीनियर्स हु हैव हैड वेरी गुड प्लेसमेंट्स फाइनेंस में, एंड पैकेज भी बहुत अच्छा लगा है. सो इट इज़ अ गुड कॉलेज टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ. एंड some people take a few courses from DMS in their undergrad as well, so they have told me that the faculties and the course is very good as well. चैट में सब IIM क्वेश्चंस November 24 के बाद पूछो भाई. थैंक यू साई गणेश, थैंक यू, रियली थैंक यू. आई वुड सेकेंड दैट प्लीज़. कैट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस ओनली, या फिर जो भी मैंने आज सेशन लिया प्री, ड्यूरिंग या पोस्ट में कुछ सवाल हो तो वो पूछो. विच college focuses on entrepreneurship? IIM ABC और FMS? सभी लोग करते हैं यार, मतलब आजकल तो इट्स अ ट्रेंड राइट टू हैव एन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एक्सपीरियंस. लाइक आई सेड, फोर्सेस भी आजकल आ जाते हैं. एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इन प्रैक्टिस नाम का कोर्स था हमारे टाइम पे. सो एवरीबडी डज इट, डिपेंड्स एंटायरली ऑन यू. और डिफरेंट क्लब्स भी होंगे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के, एंड ड्यूरिंग योर B school जर्नी एज वेल you'll have such a great network that if you feel like starting a company, you can start right then and there itself. अगर आप इतना अच्छा टाइम मैनेज कर सकते हो तो. Many people drop out to focus on their startup as well. I had 1 or 2 बैचमेट्स जिनका स्टार्टअप अभी बहुत ही ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, एंड दे ड्रॉप्ड आउट इन देयर सेकेंड ईयर कि नहीं चाहिए डिग्री, हमारा कंपनी चलाएंगे हम. तो मैनी ऑल दीज कॉलेजेस डू. जॉब के साथ स्टडी कैसे मैनेज करें? सर ये मैंने परसों वाले सेशन में भी कवर किया था कि यू विल हैव टू डिनोट सर्टेन फोकस टाइम फॉर योर कैट प्रिपरेशन, बीट अर्ली मॉर्निंग और लेट नाइट, जहाँ पे आपको डिस्ट्रैक्शन नहीं हो रहा है. And plus you got to define your goal. Why exactly are you doing an MBA? तो और why exactly are you preparing for CAT to do an MBA, और why exactly is that happening? वो goal defined रहेगा सामने स्टडी डेस्क पे. अपने आप मोटिवेशन आएगा टू फाइंड आउट टाइम. जब आप किसी चीज़ के लिए पैशनेट होते हो, टाइम खुद ब खुद निकल आता है टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दैट. Sir, consult noob gamers is asking the same question again and again. I don't think you are listening. Eligible for CAT and IIMs? I think they are degree candidates. Can we expect calls from IIMs? Yeah, if you get a good CAT score, Anup, you can expect calls from IIMs. मैं भी 6-pointer था ना, like I said, in my college. Third year 24 CAT के लिए eligible हूँ. नहीं, 4th ईयर से होता है जनरली. आई थिंक आपकी अगर डिग्री के फाइनल ईयर में होता है एंड अदरवाइज वर्क एक्स के साथ होता है. ये गूगलेबल क्वेश्चंस मत पूछो यार. यू आर फाइंडिंग अ पर्सनल मेंटर राइट नाउ हु हैज़ गॉन थ्रू द जर्नी दैट यू विल बी गोइंग थ्रू. सो आस्क questions that are either personal or something that are very relevant. Don't ask Googleable questions if I am eligible for CAT or not. ठीक है शाश्वत, 3 बार पूछ लिया गया है. If someone is making 30 lakh per annum currently after engineering, then do you think after MBA there is scope for him or her to make more? And other people even get packages around 70 to 80? Yeah, they do. There are people who get packages around 70 to 80. There are people who can get around 1 crore as well, depending on the stream, depending on the role, depending on the company. But having said that, अगर आप already 30 कमा रहे हो, तो money definitely should not be your motivation to do an MBA. Your motivation to do an MBA should be something around the role or responsibility that you are currently getting, or the career, profession, product हो गया, marketing हो गया, sales हो गया, consulting हो गया, what you want to do, that should be a motivation to do an MBA rather than just money. How to be good in quants? Practice, Simran. Don't miss out on the non-engineering videos. Don't miss out on the course. Do a lot of practice, lot of questions. जितना practice करोगे उतना smooth होता जाएगा आपका quant. Same goes for LRDI and same goes for VARC as well. मैं तो अभी भी someone is making ठीक है. I think I have covered most of the questions. How to prove the work experience of working in family business? कोई तो वो होता है, लेटर हेड होगा आपके पास या समथिंग लाइक दैट. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, ये सब बहुत ही बात के क्वेश्चंस है यार. एंड यूल फाइंड दिस इज बी स्कूल क्वेश्चंस. यूल फाइंड सिमिलर पीपल जो कि फैमिली एक्सपीरियंस से आते हैं. यू कैन आस्क योर ट्रेनिंग एंड प्लेसमेंट सेल एज वेल कि आपको एक्जैक्टली क्या चाहिए, तो वो प्रूव हो जाता है. यू नीड नॉट वरी अबाउट दैट. आई हर्ड जोका इज बेस्ट फॉर फाइनेंस. व्हाट एक्स्ट्रा इट ऑफर्स कंपेयर टू एनबीए इन फाइनेंस? गौरव, आई डोंट थिंक यू आर लिसनिंग. आई एम नॉट गोना आंसर दैट. It offers lakes. That is my answer for you. It offers 7 lakes which A and B does not have. All right. I think I have covered more or less most of the questions. I hope this session was helpful. ये था मेरा लाइफ का जर्नी प्री MBA, ड्यूरिंग MBA, ड्यूरिंग योगा डेज एंड पोस्ट MBA. तो ऐसा दिखता है टिपिकल लाइफ. बहुत सारे दोस्त हैं उनका बहुत डिफरेंट लाइफ भी रहता है. कुछ लोग MBA के बाद UPSC के लिए भी प्रेप कर लेते हैं और उसके बाद निकल जाते हैं किसी गवर्नमेंट सर्विस में, विच इज़ व्हाट अपील्स टू देम. कुछ लोग डायरेक्ट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप ले लेते हैं, कुछ लोग ड्रॉप आउट भी करते हैं ड्यूरिंग MBA. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ पाथ्स एंड करियर जर्नीज अहेड दैट यू गेट टू चूज. बट an MBA is a very important and a very crucial time that you get to think, introspect and figure out what you want to do in your career at a prime time of your youth. जो आप 2-3 साल दे रहे हो, 1 साल फॉर कैट प्रिपरेशन एंड 2 साल फॉर योर जर्नी ड्यूरिंग योर MBA, प्राइम एट द प्राइम ऑफ योर यूथ, जहाँ पे हम लोग सबसे ज़्यादा एनर्जेटिक होते हैं, हम लोग सबसे ज़्यादा हमारा ह्यूमन कैपिटल होता है, जो कि हमें दोबारा ये टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. इफ़ यू आर डिनोटिंग सम टाइम फॉर दैट, an MBA time thus becomes a very very crucial time in your life journey. तो कर रहे हो तो have a very strong why, and when you have a very strong why, do ensure कि CAT में अच्छा स्कोर है, so that we get the best opportunities that are available, because there are very good opportunities available, there are very good campuses available, there are very good networks to have, very good friends to make, very good professors to learn from. ठीक है, तो all the best on your CAT journey. I hope the session was helpful and hopefully it was a bit motivating as well. This is my journey. I'm willing to listen to yours as well in near future. Thank you.